welcome back to episode 8 of TimberBorn. Get me, I know which episode number we are on, and we need to crack on with building all of the things. So it starts off I think it was actually originally like a 14-day drought, but it took me a little while to get a few things done as we wrapped up the last episode. Like getting this guy finished. It is now finished. It is full of planks. So, explosives are going in. I would like to get them to pick those up. That is now empty and can be deleted. We do need to do some stuff over this way. And I'm wondering whether we should leave that or whether we get to that this way. I will eventually stop using the warehouse cheesiness. And we'll do things properly, but just for right now, the warehouse cheesiness is really kind of becoming key to the strategy of getting stuff done on here. And we've got so many logs, but we're so short of things like planks, and we're so short of things like beavers. So yeah, it looks like we're getting a bit of a population explosion, which is probably going to help because it means we can just have more beavers pumping water, because that's what we do. We pump water and then we slowly try and build things. Like we need to build more housing, and everything. I'm really making use of the fact, and that's kind of putting it in a polite's not the right word. Can't think of the right word. We're making use of the fact that we have a lot of space at the moment, so everything's quite spread out, shall we say. Yeah. Let's say that. Yeah, let's say that. Everything's quite spread out at the moment. And there's a whole load of stuff that I should probably be thinking about, but we're still just battling getting ourselves established. I mean, soybeans would be good, but I'm pretty sure to do soybeans we need canola oil. So yeah, we need to be growing canola, we need to be making the oil. The other thing we could be doing is hydroponic gardens. We could actually be making those, but they're very water intensive. And at the moment, water is, as you know, a thing. So I would like to get into those soon, because we could make use of some of the unirrigated land. And they would give us probably quite a nice boost in well-being. So yeah, we've got 3 unutilized beavers. So we've got a reasonable amount of science going on. So let's put a couple more in there, and let's get some planks going on. I didn't realize that I'd paused plank production. That was a bit of a miss on my part, because planks are important for our little building project over here, because it involves many floodgates. So yeah, and we need to make sure that the beavers are recovering the materials from here. So what I'll do is I'll delete both of these, and by deleting it from the middle, it gives them the option to go at it from either side, basically. Yeah, the reason that we will eventually, and I say we, I mean me, will be replacing all of these warehouses, which are, you know, three planks or 3 logs to build, rather than 4 planks and 2 logs, so half the resources, and we don't need to have turned them into planks. Is all of these flashing alerts really do bug me, but at the moment we are doing what we need to do to make progress. I am vaguely tempted, actually, while we're in a drought, to maybe drop this down another level. So put a step, once we've gone down 1, put a staircase in and go down a bit deeper, so that we definitely have the capacity to push this water out. And I've realized, actually, I really wanted to get here. We're going to have to manually control these floodgates, which I'm not a fan of. I really like my automation. So, yeah. Once we're over here, we will be able to get down here and deal with this as well, which will be good. Yeah. Oh, cool. We've got some ability to pump water out of here again, which is nice. So, yeah, I kind of like just having that as a gentle feed of water into the colony. At some point we need to get rid of that as well. That's I mean, it does the job, but it'll look neater, won't it? It'll look neater. Yeah. The other thing we can do once we've dealt with this, so and really that is going to be once we've got all of the dynamite placed, and we're getting there, and we've got the floodgates built. We need both elements done. The reason I've started from the middle is that means then they can have options to pick up from either side. Yeah, once we've got those done, we can think about retaining water back here. I mean, we're not going to be able to retain a lot because it's only 1 deep at the moment, and we'll eventually want to be dynamiting it out to make it deeper, but it'll help. And the same here, because this big area actually retains water in a drought for a few days anyway. So if we blocked off these, that'd be even better. And we should maybe think about doing that as kind of next job. So many jobs, because we've also got to do this there. There are so many things to get done, but we'll get there. We'll get it done. We will get it all done. I find it really weird that they will run over this stuff to build. Oh, cool. That explosives is all in, so we can now delete this chunk of path. That means we're going to lose those resources. I'm not worried about losing those few logs. We need to keep making progress on this. So this is going to be a high priority. Because there's bad water in here, if we want to go a level deeper, we really need to get this done during the drought. So, yeah. And we do have some homeless beavers now. So let's give that a bit of priority as well, because we've not got a lot of explosives. We've got a decent amount of bad water, so I'm going to pause bad water pumping. Oh, that's only like 10. No, it's 5. Is it 5 bad water per 5? So divided by 5, so that's what? Why can't I do 200 divided by 5? 40 explosives. So I'll keep them going for a little while. Yeah. And it's just a constant battle of free. I mean, I'm really glad I did this because it's giving us a bad water supply during the drought, which otherwise we wouldn't have had. Yeah. Once this is in, we will detonate this. I definitely think then putting in a staircase is going to be a good idea. But yeah, our explosives factory is only working at it's working at the rate that it works at. We've only got 1 explosives factory. What can you do? Apart from make more of them, but we don't have the beavers to run more of them. So yeah. That's what we're doing, you know. And it means we're getting multiple bits of projects done. We need to get this done then. Get some water pumps put in place so that we can take the water out of this system. And this is going to generate us some challenges, let's say, in terms of having to plug off other areas. Cool, so we need 4 more explosives. We've got 2, unless they've already placed. And we need 3 more explosives, and we've got 2. Even better. So that's good. They can't get to that at the moment. I'm just going to delete these and lose the 6 logs. I do not care. I'm that reckless. At some point I will regret that, but you know, there's trees over here we could cut down if we're really that desperate for 6 logs. I know I'm crazy. I'm utterly crazy. What I am is utterly exhausted. I know that's a reoccurring theme. I don't often talk about stuff like that in these videos, but I'm still away in the hotel from the previous video. It's actually the following morning. It's actually now 20 to 6 the following morning. I've been awake since about 3:45, I think it was. Yeah, my brain woke up very early. And I actually sat and edited the video I recorded last night at like 4 a.m. Yeah. It's rendering on my other laptop, which is quite slow. My other laptop is quite old, so yeah. Hey. I always have this idea that when I go away, I'm going to get loads of sleep because I don't have the dogs that are going to wake me up, and it's going to be wonderful, and it never happens. I never get loads of sleep. Never. Yeah. We could do with... Maybe we should get this guy to focus on mangroves. And you can be paused, which gives us a spare beaver. And you're going to go into hauling until we need more science. I would quite like to get one of the monuments built, but we've got 5 people working on research, so I think that's okay. Maybe we could throw, as the beavers grow up, we could maybe start throwing more of them at research while we don't need them doing other jobs. So, yeah, maybe we do that. Maybe do. We've got 2.5k water left with 7 days to go, which is pretty cool. I like that. I like that. These really help, and that's going to be, you know, if we can get water stored in here and have pumping through droughts and bad tides, that's going to be so much better, so less stressful, and we can actually focus on making positive progress then. Right, first explosion time. Let's go. Was that good for you? I quite enjoyed it. So if we throw a staircase about there, there's a high priority build. I don't know if it's going to... We need to let them build the staircase first. That's okay, because they can stockpile a little bit of explosives. And then, yeah, we're going to cut away probably a big-ish chunk of this. Yeah. Just to give us a bit more outflow capacity. We might actually blow that out as well, because that'll let more bad water flow in, or more water, yeah, if we've got a bad tide. So we're probably going to need to do that. We're going to need a path, I think, which means I could have got those logs that were up there. Oh. So given that we're putting the path in, I think we should probably aim to do... we've got 7 days. We should aim to do as much of this as we can. So I'm going to high prioritize it all. And we'll see what they can get done. This is kind of then second order, because really this needs to be done first, because this is step 1. This we should now be able to have a clean water source coming through. So if I will want these closed. The only time I will want these open is if there is contamination out here. And really probably what I should be doing is having a stream gauge here, probably. Maybe here. So that what we'll do is if contamination hits here, we open these so that it then goes that way. We could use that stream gauge as well to control these. So that's kind of, you know, that'll work. That'll work. Yeah. But we really need to get this built whilst the drought is going on, because it means beavers aren't having to paddle in bad water, and that means our beavers aren't getting infected. And we've only had the one that happened on, so that's good. That's good. I'm really, really tempted to plan more building, but I know I should. They're working on that as well. Yeah, why not? You know, why not? It's they're all things that need doing, and we're actually now at a point where we do want this to be built. So I'm wondering about how high to go. So what I might do actually is delete that level and put another staircase and build across there. So I think that is low enough that we should be able to retain some water but not have flooding going on, and then we can maybe move it up, because this should be clean water coming through here. So yeah, this should be completely clean water that we get now, which is going to be really weird. Going to be really weird. We can get into some more traditional TimberBorn gameplay, and what I'm going to need to do is then focus on plugging some more of these holes. So we've got this needs plugging still, that's done. This needs dealing with. We could take that out because of just ease flow, and I want to sort this out. Probably going to tidy this up a bit as well. But, yeah. They're kind of, again, lower priority things that we don't need to panic on, I think. It's been a lot of panic-related stuff. Oh, well, they're cool. They're across there. They've picked those up, so that's good. I guess that's because, yeah, we're quite low on the old explosives, so get those logs. So they're starting to work on building these floodgates as well, which is really good. And again, what we'll do is we'll make sure they get that built as well. We'll have a nice bit of automation going on here, because I like my automation. It's yep. And what we'll do is we'll have it set up so that when there's contamination, these close, these open, and these open. I might. We'll have to clear some trees out so we can get a path back here. I might put a stream gauge back here so that we can, if there's contamination, we can open these first to, or we do it earlier. I'll see. I will. I'll work it out as we get there. Basically, I'm going to start retreating this path a little bit so that we can put a bit more dynamite in. Let that in. So yeah. How are we doing for? We've used half our bad water, so let's re-enable you, which should just take someone away from research, which is okay. We're almost up to 1,000, and I do think that next we should unlock the labor monument. It's only 200 logs. We've got access to loads of timber. Well, relatively loads. In a little while we'll probably be desperately short of timber again. But yeah, I think that's going to be a good thing. Get a bit of a well-being boost going on. And yeah, I'm going to let them get this stuff done, and we'll get through the drought, and I'll be back. We're back. We're most of the way through the drought. So 0.7 of a day. I've been running at triple speed to get things done. I've messed around with the priorities a bit because we're clearly not going to get all of this placed before the drought ends. In fact, we're not going to get most of it placed. So I'm probably going to have to delete this staircase very soon. In fact, probably now, which means we're not going to have all of this done. We'll see what they get placed or finished before the day ends. And then we'll we'll do some stuff. I could go 24-hour workday, but it's just placing explosives, and I don't really feel that that's necessary. That feels excessive to me. So it would have been nice, but we've achieved quite a lot anyway. So yeah. As the day draws to a close, I'll just see if anyone's going to come down and finish off any more explosives. It would have been nice to get this strip in, but I don't think we're going to. So let's delete that. We can reattack this at a later date. Let's detonate that. And they will be able to place this line of explosives if we need to. So we could make that a medium priority. And we may as well detonate that. So drought over. This should be our first time of having completely clean water coming through into the colony. We also still have water, which is kind of impressive. We don't need, assuming that we're going to have completely clean water, we don't need to delete the staircase here now, which is also cool. So let's just have a bit of a watch of all of this, and then we'll get some beavers set up for pumping. I've got a lot of beavers on hauling duty at the moment, so we will be able to free up a fair amount of beaver power to be getting stuff done. Yeah, if we go back to a few less, and we can pause a bunch of those as well. We're up to 59 beavers. Wow. Population is really growing. And I actually wonder whether, rather than worrying about blocking this off, whether we should just block off across here so that we get water quicker, so that we don't fill this lake up. That might be more sensible. All right. Get the water flowing through quicker. But yeah, there it goes. Off the back of the map. Rather than towards our colony. No, that's cool. It's a first we have achieved. It's taken, I guess, 6 episodes, because the first 2 we failed and we had to reboot. We probably will want to be looking at removing these restrictions, I think. But yeah, it's taken us a few episodes. But we have a clean water supply. We have a leaky water supply still, but it's clean. So I'm pretty pleased with that. So we can make sure you can be paused. We'll get those queued up. I think we should then focus on finishing building this, really. Get stuff finished that we've started. So, but we still need to, where am I going? All the way over here. We still need to get these floodgates built so that we're ready. Let's just check that I've not had any unintended consequences. I don't believe so. It'll just end up flooding out of here somewhere into this system, which runs off the map. So yeah. So we need to finish this next, so that we've got bad tide defense, really. So let's make that the priority. It's really tempting to not do that, but if we get a bad tide and these floodgates aren't in, then I could have been more efficient because I could have just put them there, but it's almost cresting that. So, yeah. I do want to get rid of those obstructions. But yeah, what I'm thinking is if we get a bad tide next and we've not built these, then anything that we do downstream is a waste. And then we should look at putting across a little dam. And I could just use dams, really, I think. So we could do that. It feels really like basic for where we are, you know, in terms like for how long we've been playing. That feels really basic, but retaining a bit of water up here is kind of sensible, I think. So yeah, we want to, this nice clean water we have, we want to open these up. And get nice clean water flowing around here. This 0% contamination. I don't think we've seen that before. Will we need so many beavers pumping water? Who knows? Will we be able to focus on other jobs for a change? Who knows? Am I going to focus excessively on... I managed to confuse myself. I forgot I'd stopped the recording, and the OBS recording looked much shorter than I thought it was. Am I going to still obsess over things and confuse myself? Yes, probably. Am I going to obsess over water was going to be my question. Yes, probably. At least for a little while. So, but it's really nice that this appears to be doing what I had hoped. Yep. It appears to be doing what I had hoped. We can detonate that as well. And in theory now we could replace, if we did some stuff, we could put the rest of the dynamite in there, but we're not going to at the moment. So let these guys focus on finishing building this. We have a reasonable supply of planks. These are being kept filled up, which is great. We could cut logs locally. Locally sourced is always good. You know, locally sourced is always good. It's very popular, isn't it? But yeah, and it's so tempting to want to push this again. But if it's a bad tide that comes, as I keep saying, this is the priority, because without this built, we will still get hit by that bad tide. But this could be the episode that really, well, the last episode and this episode are really going to have changed things for us. Clean water. Look, clean water. We could, it's only 1% contaminated, but we could fix that by just getting these open. And we can probably get this flushed through as well. I'm not sure why you're in there dumping water, but hey, I'm not gonna argue with you at this point. I am gonna go excessive on the water pumping, probably excessive, you know, just for now. And I think I'm gonna pause one of the breeding pods because the population is growing quite quickly. Now, I'm putting them to use in jobs where they're going to have positive benefit in that they're going to be restocking our water supply. And hopefully that means we don't need to do the 24-hour working thing. Yeah. Have I got a full builder's hut as well? Making sure, yeah, so we've got 8 builders going and 7 haulers. That should be pretty good, I think. That should be pretty good. Yeah. And they're just running around doing the things. I'm still not convinced we need 2 farmers to keep that little plot of land going. But, hey. I think they could be doing more useful things. We can probably ease up on the cassava fermenting. And I'm going to put more into hauling. I think hauling's big at the moment. And we're big into the hauling at the moment. We're going to have so much more hydrated or hydratable land by dealing with this problem. And I guess the smart thing that we should be thinking about doing with this at some point when we've got more resources is if we're going to dam across here, we should at least have a floodgate in here. Now, I would want to be using some of the bigger metal floodgates, and we don't have the resources to build those yet because we want, at least 5 or 6. So, we probably want to be working towards treated planks soon. And in terms of level, I could be building to... and this level is fine. In fact, the level above that we had would be fine. But let's get built to this level because it means we're at least storing some water. And some water is better than none water. Yes, I know that's really good English. I'm good with the words, me. 2,200 water and 1,000 food. I love it. I love it. So the other thing that we will maybe be able to do... Actually, yeah, what we could do. I don't know if they're close enough. Is now that we've got this water source clean, if we put a ladder in, or a staircase in there, I'm going to go back up to a half on this now. If we put a staircase in there, we could plant some more mangroves in the little horseshoe lake, because we do keep that hydrated, and we're not growing enough mangroves with this little patch. So that seems to me like a good idea. I've just taken another drought approaching, so that means that we should focus on this guy, not on this guy. So let's make that switch. Because we don't need to worry about a bad tide. So let's focus on getting some water stored in here. We've got 3 days again to try and get something built here. It'd be good if we could build from either side, but that would mean building all the way up here, which I don't fancy. Something that I'm tempted to use that I haven't used in a long time is gravity batteries, because we've got a lot of height change here. And I've got really fixated on using the flywheels. The flywheels are awesome. It's an awesome mod, and they're great for storing huge amounts of power. But I think early on, it could be quite good for us to have some gravity battery capability. I mean, they're gravity batteries, or the 10 metal, 10, 40, 40. Whereas a medium flywheel is 40, 20, 40. So, yeah. And maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I've just talked myself out of it. But we don't have at the moment, apart from this, which maybe isn't a problem. We've got a couple of spare beavers. What do we want them doing? Let's get a few more water pumps going. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have this in a position where it's going to be completely awesome, to be honest. In 2 days, I'm not going to do any craziness. I'm not going to do any craziness. That didn't work last time. We've got this we can pump some water out of. It's going to be better because it's going to be clean water. Yeah. I'm not going to do anything crazy this time, I don't think. No. I'm so pleased that this worked. I'm so pleased that this worked. There's a lot of capacity in here still. So that if we do need to push a bad tide through, I think we'll be able to. I will, in the drought, get them to finish off placing these explosives. Yeah. I feel like we've turned a huge, huge corner. I feel like we've turned a huge corner. And it feels quite good. It feels quite good. I'm going to take you out of there. We're actually a beaver short still. Okay. I was going to throw a beaver in here, but I'm not going to now. But that's done. So, yeah, we can plant at least part of this with mangroves. So, where's the boundary? I wish it kept the boundary up. So, I'm going to kind of put my finger on the screen because, you know, that's how us pros do it. So that's the boundary there. I don't know what those trees are that I put in the water, but they ain't going to grow. And then that one there. So plant trees. Mangroves. I think that was there. So let's remove those. Were they oak trees that I was trying to plant? Underwater oak trees. They're the future. There we go. So we'll obviously need someone to pick the mangroves off, but that's a way off yet. So, yeah. Hopefully, Buddy will get all of those planted, and that'll be good. Over here, we're not really going to have retained any water, maybe like 2 blocks there. We have got nearly 3,000 water stored, which is pretty darn solid. I think the game's going to throw a curveball at me now. I know that. You know that. Everyone knows. Just don't mention it, okay? We're going to get the full force water pumping in action, I think. Yep. And I might do on the last day a 24-hour just to really push it. So I have still needed to have a lot of pumping going on, but once this is built, I think that'll alleviate that situation. We'll put at least, I want to get maybe 3 or 4 water pumps set up somewhere up here, and that should sort us out quite nicely. I suspect that our beavers have been they've been quietly working away over here, even though I've told them that it's a low priority job. They've still been working on the thing that I've said don't do. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Maybe they're doing a bit of both. Maybe they're doing a bit of both. This is quite a big building project, I guess. So, yeah, it's quite a big building project. And it's still quite a small colony. I have to remember that we're not the colonies that I had before, where, you know, we just had so many builders. That it would, you know, you could do a job almost instantly of that scale. That was like a non-job to build something like that. Whereas now it's quite a big job. It's quite a big job. Again, you're working on the thing that I've told you is low priority when there's a high priority job. You know, if I make it highest priority, will you work on it then? You know? And yeah, I get that maybe naturally the beavers want to build a dam across a river, but there's a bigger river. There's a waterfall. If you dam that, it'll be better. We won't have to have so many beavers constantly pumping water to burst for being ready for drought. So we're going to go through the night. We're going to go through the night just to see if we can hit full water storage. Yeah. And then we will reevaluate. And again, I'll switch focus then. I want to go finish off the explosives placing. We've now got some explosives to place, so that would be good. We've got some explosives to place, so right, let's go back. So I don't forget, we'll go back down to a 16-hour working day. As we look at a 13-day drought, I can cope with that. I'm really glad that we're not getting the insane 20 to 30-day droughts yet. Yeah. So we now need to switch focus again. We'll drop in one of them, one of them, and we'll go back to placing explosives, please, and thank you. And we'll also advanced attached to stream gauge there. Contamination low threshold. If the contamination is below, let's go 2%, go to 0. If the contamination is above 4%, close. And that should sort that out. We'll do the same over here. So we'll attach to stream gauge and contamination low threshold. If the contamination is below 2%, you shut. And actually, if contamination is below 2%, you shut. If it's above, you open. That's right. And then if the contamination is above 4%, you open. Cool. And then for these guys, we want the opposite. So attached to stream gauge, wash, set low threshold. If the contamination is below 2%, you open. If it's above 4%, you close. Cool. I'm being a bit more lax with the boundaries because from what we've seen on playing on here, I don't need to do the 1-2% thing. I can be a bit more chilled on the levels that I set it to. I forgot to put that higher, but that's okay. Yeah, we can be a bit more chilled with things. So we can also get you guys pumping, and you now have completely clean water to pump. We can pause all of these guys and girls. And all of these. So that's a whole load of beavers freed up. Well, 17 beavers. So let's make sure all of the farms are fully populated. Let's get power going. Let's fill up the thingy. Let's get the thingies going. Let's get those thingies going. So probably don't want quite so many doing that job. You replanting. Let's get you picking berries. Very good. Very good. And we'll take off some pine resin as well. And how's our supply versus demand? We have some spare demand, so let's make a few gears as well. I should have had the metal beams running while we were... I should have those running, actually. So we're actually short some beavers. So I'll pause a few of those. There we go. Yep. So I haven't done the math, but I'm pretty sure we're 60 beavers are going to use 120, 150 water. So yeah, we're okay for water. Food, we're just, you know, we're producing food. We probably need actually think now about setting up another farm. And I think maybe over here might be a good idea, or over here. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to put in a water dump over here. And we're going to put another farm in, because with population growing, we do need to think about the fact that more food would be more good. There is some more area we could farm here, so maybe we should be farming that. Let's plant a few more kohlrabis. Cassavas doesn't seem too bad. Let's throw in more cassavas there for now, and we could probably throw in more cassavas behind this now that we actually have clean water in this thing. And we could replant the berries in here now, but we don't really need to, so, you know. Yeah, it's all very strange. It's all very strange. This feeling of being able to make progress. So, back over here. Back over here. Explosives are going in. Let's make sure they gather those up. Are explosives going in? Explosives will be going in. Explosives will be going in. Let's say that. Yeah. And we will, yeah. So what we need to make sure we get done before I get too distracted with many more building projects, like putting in more farms, because actually our food is okay. We're not harvesting all of the food, which means our food is okay, and we've got a lot of unprocessed cassavas. So yeah, we are okay for food. And there's an awful lot of blueberries there that need picking. So, I feel like we've turned a massive corner in the last two videos. I feel like we've turned a massive corner. This is going to be the next big change. And we do need to plan out water pumping. And it really... because it's like the lowest point, we should definitely be aiming to have a water pump drop into here, which means we are going to need to unlock the triple platform. So I think we should do something like that, because I can't see us going any higher with the dam. I mean, it can only actually, they can only drop down 6, and I've built 7, so maybe unnecessary actually. And maybe what I should do is place one that's down, that goes down into here. Yeah, what I'm going to do is do that. And so we can pump every last drop of water out of this thing. I'm going to need to get rid of those. So we'll then go there. We'll unlock the double platform as well. We'll do that. And then we'll put a water pump on top of there. So we will also need to dynamite out. I'm going to... Should we do that? We'll do both of those. And then we'll do that as well. The others I'll probably put up higher. But that one will allow us to pump out to the very bottom of where water can get to. And so we do need to enable a few other bits and pieces now. As things have got more sorted. Like, for example, we've got time, actually. I'm going to demolish a bunch of these. If I demolish all of those, because demolition's relatively quick, so let's just make sure that's a priority. And then I'm going to rebuild what we had in here to be deeper. Yeah. Oh, I'm making good progress with all of the stuff over here still. Nice. Things are going okay. Things are going okay. They're going much better. I'll say that. I'll say that. They're going better. We've got a couple of spare beavers. So where do we want to put those? Probably into science. And just gonna pause the game a second. I want to grab one of the beavers. I mean, you've got 13 well-being, so you're getting... Yeah, I think we should be putting in a labour monument. We probably need to put in 2. If I put one there, can they get to it? I don't think they can. And I'm going to have to rebuild it, which I might end up doing. I could put it there. That hits all of those houses and the campfires and the rooftop terrace. Let's do that. And then I think we'll put one there, which hits the other houses. So that's like 2,000... Just like 400 logs. So let's get the game moving again. And I'm going to make those a low priority job. A lowest priority job. Even. So they'll do them, but not urgently. I would like them to do these quite urgently. There we go. He's getting on with destroying some of these things. Because then I think we're going to get them to demolish these ones as well. Mainly because you can't build on them. And you have to be able to get on top of them to destroy them. And then I want to build up here rather than just having the 1 block high. Yeah. so there is a floodgate there, which will go in. Although I actually think that what we should do, rather than putting a floodgate there, I feel that we should probably, not even dams, I think we should, until we need to move water into that area, I think we should just levee across it. Maybe as a low priority job. As much as it pains me, I'm going to tell them to destroy that. So, we'll make that a low priority. We don't need to build those anymore because they'll get at that from the back. And I'm going to get them to destroy those trees and we can connect the path up that way then. Yeah. That's all in, so let's delete the path and get that in. It's a high priority job. We've got 6.5 days of drought left. Those two dudes are still pumping water. They are, you know, the saviors really, because we are still at 3,000 water, and having those two pumping is just making so much difference. So having this in and having some water pumps in here is going to be game changing. That's in. Detonate. So how wide is this thing? Go all the way to back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We should be able to hydrate the whole thing, and then if I went from the path, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so I think if we put a water dump in here, we'll hydrate a huge amount of that. Obviously, a lot of it should be hydrated by the river, and particularly if we've got this dammed off, but it will dry out. So having the water dump there is kind of a safety net, I guess. Yeah. We have 2 spare beavers. What are we going to get spare beavers to do at this point? Cut down trees? We can't be doing... We could be farming this land now. I don't think we need to know. We can't be doing metal because I don't think we have the power. We might as well pick those few berries that are there, I guess, and then we'll turn that off again. So, I don't know. I don't know. I like the way the population is growing now. That probably means that we should be putting in some more campfires and things like that. We need to be doing so much more for well-being, but yeah. Campfires is what you get. I guess we could build some scratchers as well. I'm assuming that they're not all getting their scratchy bonus. No, only half of them with 2. So if we put 3 more in, they should maybe all get their scratchy bonus. How are we doing for campfires as well? Yeah, we're low on all of those. So that'll give us a bit of a bonus. These are going to give us big boosts when they are built. Yeah. When we're not doing life-saving building, it's just what everything's been so far. So we don't even need to have a ladder to that. We can just come across there. Which is going to be nice. And we're at a point where we're going to be starting to retain water once that's in. Awesome. That explosives is in. So we just need to do this last little piece. And our initial colony would then be somewhat safe from the bad tide. I'm going to pause you. We don't need you working. So we still have 2 spare beavers. I'm just going to throw them at research, I think. You've done your time. Maybe more tree cutting. We have not quite filled up the pine resin, so we'll let you go as well. Yeah. Yeah, so we're now going to be storing some water, which is great. Pause you. And actually, speaking of storing some water, we need to get this built back in. So what I think we do is we go levees. And we do that, which I know is not that different. I just wanted to get those blocks deleted while we could. And we're going to make that a high priority job. Yeah. That's all in, so delete that. Stop prioritizing that. In fact, we probably want to empty that now. So delete that, and they can pick those up as priority. Yeah. I guess next target is maybe blocking that off once we've dealt with this one. Maybe this actually should be a priority. It'd be really nice to hold some water for a little while, wouldn't it? Yeah. You're right. It would. It would. I will need to remember, though, to do this on all of these, because otherwise, if we are retaining water and we don't, we will just pump it all out. So, yeah. But I'm mega impressed that we're like 2,000 water still and only a few days from finishing the drought. That's back in, which is good. And now the next level up is going in, which is great. They're getting that built, which is great. I'm just going to see how that sets us for water before I worry about going up another level. So if we now do water, because we have the deep water pumps, because it's iron teeth, we can do that. And in that case, I think what we want to do is drop a staircase down there as a priority, and then demolish, 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 demolish. I just want to be able to get the water into that area from, so we won't hold water here anymore. We'll pump water out of here instead. So we need to put a little bit of path just there. And they can be deleted. As we have 0.2 days left of the drought. Right. That's brilliant. I'm so pleased that that's in. That's going to be really good. Yeah, super pleased with that. That's in. So what we want to do now is reprioritize these ready for if we get a bad tide. I know I keep jumping and changing what's a priority, but that's kind of how things work at this point. As the priorities of the colony change, yeah, it's the reality. It is the reality of it. So our crazy amount of research going on is going to stop very soon as we put all of those into pumping water. But ending the drought on 1.8k water just seems insane to me. From where we were to where we are now, yeah. And it's going to be a bit longer because this is going to have to fill before it will overflow. So that's going to add a bit of lag, but we get to pump the water out of it in a drought. So, you know, this guy's going to be able to pump water. You know, Frank here, not Frank, going to be able to pump water. And we're going to have a water tank up there for that. But yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. We just need to now keep an eye on everything else. Make sure that water is actually going to make it out of the system. So I need to keep an eye on all of my levels. To make sure that it's going to overflow, which it is, and here it comes. And yeah, so we want to block this one off, but we could then go, if we push this up 2 levels, we could go a level higher. But what we need to do now is get these guys and girls and everything else pumping water. And we will set these to be a half. And that'll be good. So we are 10 beavers short, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can be unpaused. So we'll see what that drops us out. Yeah. Got a spare beaver. So while we've got power, we're going to smelt a bit of metal. This is great. This seems crazy to me, but hey, we're in a different world now. We're in a different world. If I put a deep water pump there, that's not so great. So we actually want to come out over this a little bit. So let's build some platforms to put that on, and then go water pump there. Like that. And you don't really need to be pumping. We would be much better off having probably you pumping. And having these be open. And we've got 2 spare beavers. So guess what? You pump the water. How are we looking over here? Very close. We are very close. We have 1 more to build. I would then like to get this one built to block this off. Because that will mean... And we want to get that one done as well, really. So that all of the water is at least coming to us first. Although maybe we should get this done next. Yeah, we should get this done next. Because I can always let some water out of here if I really want to by just destroying stuff. But actually being able to just pump this water out is going to be so good. It's going to be so good. So we set up 2 water pumps. We actually probably want more than that. If we want to... Oh, we've got our first bad tide. So yeah, let's get back over here. We need to make sure that this gets built. It is the highest priority. All of the materials are here. So, yep. We'll actually, I think that's going to be a really good timing, actually. We'll get this tested. This whole system. And then we'll end the video. Because we can build water pumps during the bad tide. That's fine. That's fine. I'm less nervous now about going into a bad tide because we've got this whole thing is going to be relatively full of water. I mean, it will evaporate, but this bit here, you know, we've seen that those few blocks of water sustained the colony really well. So, yeah. If we get a couple more water pumps in here, we should be good. We should be good. So, yeah, if they could just get this finished, that would be lovely. Because we'll then be, in theory, bad tide proof. I've just realised I had an OBS crash, which is a bit annoying. So I'll give you the short version. It works. We are in a 15-day bad tide. You missed my very excited commentary of the divert works. I'm sorry. I didn't realise that it had crashed. Yeah, the automation works. The divert is working. It's brilliant. It's turned this into a toxic mess. But that's a problem for future me or the beavers that might end up over here. At the same time, I've then set up demolishing all of this. So that's going to get cleared out so we can block this off to speed up the water flow. They also got the floodgate over here built. I've put it at 1/2 because when I put it up to 1, the water level up here actually was pretty high. So having it at 1/2 will mean water will get through to us quicker. So that's okay. We've got water being pumped out of here now, which is very cool. I've got a bunch of stuff I need to sort out, but let's get this water pump placed. We'll do 2 I would like to have 3. I'd probably like to have 4 water pumps going actually right through the drought/bad tide. So we'll do that as well. I've put another layer of levees in because I'm pretty sure that we can support that with where the water level ended up. We can do quite a bit higher, I think, but I'm not sure if we need to. So we'll keep working on that. I might end up bringing it up, maybe all the way up to here. We'll see as we go through. Yeah, so let's sort out our resourcing and then we'll call it a day. So pause. Definitely pause you. Jeez, oops. Pause. All of you. So many spare beavers. Get you going in there. We're not going to have enough power to run everything. So let's just see how it all works out. If I paused you. Pause. Why can't I click on you? Pause. Yeah, 9 spare beavers. So, yeah, Yeah, the power's about right. That's about right. No. Are we actually at the point where we have a good amount of beavers? We might be. We might be. Yeah, so we're starting our 14-day bad tide with over 3,000 water, but with all of this stored water we can pump out. So annoyed that that didn't record. I'm so annoyed. Yeah, that is so frustrating. It's so frustrating. It was a moment. It was a moment, and I shared it with myself. But hey, you probably want to empty that because I'm going to turn this into a farmable area. I'd probably like to get rid of that thing. Yeah, so they're working on building that now. That's good. That's really deflated me. It's kind of frustrating. Oh well. What do we want to do next? So I've got, as I said, I've got these queued up to get done. I would like to make sure that they happen. And the reason that I decided to destroy trees rather than come down early, because there's these slopes here. So, and then yeah, we'll build in here. We'll put in, I'm going to levy up to the same level as this. So we'll come up to here. Yep, I've got these being emptied now. And that's kind of that, I guess. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'm sorry you missed the kind of epic moment. It's how this works sometimes, isn't it? Anyway, thanks for watching. Comments, questions, or suggestions below. As I keep saying at the moment, I am quite a few videos ahead. But comments are still welcome. And I'll see you guys next time.